Scopes, kids! Stevie, you getting ready over there?
Yep.
I'm gonna check in before I go on. Yeah, price is good.
Exploring Buffalo, or any city, often calls for buildering, the urban sport of scaling tall buildings. After their bird's-eye view of the city, a short drive will bring them to Site 1, the abandoned Buffalo Central Terminal.
Nice. This is it, guys.
Beautiful.
We
gotta get in there.
It's been shut down for over 25 years, but the Central Terminal still dominates Buffalo's skyline, a testament to the glorious construction it was.
I'm a professional.
The architects of the Buffalo Central Terminal used an Art Deco style, which was pretty common in the 20s and 30s. You can tell in the building by the vertical protrusions and depressions. Actually, inside is supposed to be a whole lot more adventurous in terms of the style of architecture they use. So I'm really looking forward to getting inside of the structure.
When it opened in June of 1929, the Buffalo Central Terminal was no doubt one of the country's grandest railway stations. Its architects had designed it for a booming industrial city that needed to accommodate 200 passenger trains a day. Among its state-of-the-art features was a baggage subway, underground ramps that connected to the 14 passenger tracks. In World War II, the passengers included thousands of U.S. GIs on their way to battle Nazi troops. These war-bound soldiers would pass by a giant stuffed bison on display in the concourse, and the Buffalo Bison quickly became a good luck token to soldiers leaving for combat. Rumor has it that this shaggy beast still roams the terminal today.
We're right over here by the,
Look at the size of that thing.
passenger concourse, right?
Really? So which way are we gonna go?
That's Curtis Street.
The team splits up to cover more ground.
Passenger platform.
So we need to get to the tunnels.
Steve and Timmy will look for those abandoned baggage ramps that locals say hide an underground chop shop for stolen cars.
Main terminal where the baggage was.
How is it up there?
Really rusty.
Bryce and Brittany will hunt for the Buffalo Bison. That means their first challenge is finding a way into the concourse.
Oh.
Got it.
Ooh, I'd like to watch you struggle.
Let's go, Britt.
All right.
This place is huge. Way bigger than I imagined.
So cool.
There's no question that terminals like this were the structures of the day.
Wow.
It was all made possible by the advances in steel technology in the late 19th and early 20th century. Steel became stronger, the grades became better, the sections became more efficient, and allowed engineers to push the limits and create huge spaces like this. I guess they thought the sky was the limit back then, literally. Britt, enough of the silence. Let's go find that bison.
Outside, Steve and Timmy are rooting around on the backside of the structure, looking for a way down to those underground baggage ramps they know are underfoot.
This place was built in 1929. They had a separate way for passengers to get across to the trains and for baggage. The passenger concourse was blasted apart in the 80s so they could run freight trains through here. But the baggage tunnels, which went underneath the track level and then back up to the platform, should still be intact, and they haven't been touched in the past 30 years since this place was shut down. So I'm hoping we can get over to the passenger platforms that way.
Oh, this looks promising, Steve.
If the rumors are true, we might find some stolen vehicles down here, too. Who knows, we might run across my 81 Vega.
Oh.
Perfect. Bingo!
Ever since they were abandoned, these long-forgotten tunnels have served as an ideal haven for less than legal activities. It should make for an interesting exploration.
What would this have been? I don't see any railroad tracks.
Steve and Timmy have accomplished part one of their objective, finding these subterranean ramps. But now they have to figure out how these passages connect to the main terminal building, which, from the wet looks of things, promises to be a sloshy affair.
Oh, no! Water!
Rain and melted snow naturally flow down into these tunnels, but the drainage system stopped working long ago. So Steve and Timmy face a trek through scum-covered, frigid water.
water, and I'm not so psyched on the water because I love kayaking, I love water, I love surfing, but to get my shoes wet, to get my clothing wet, doing this exploration through this murky, kind of scummy water, not so nice. Yeah. So these tunnels were designed to deliver the baggage back and forth?
Yeah, they had these little electric carts that would carry the baggage from the main building we saw over to the train. They'd come up along this tunnel and then out to the train through something like this, yeah.
Steve's right. These underground ramps connecting the main concourse to the train platforms were state-of-the-art for pre-Depression-era train stations. 70 years ago, these now waterlogged tunnels teemed with traffic. Porters operating small electric carts carrying passenger luggage or prepared foods would zip through here on their way to or from the train cars. The speediest cart driver could get from the passenger concourse to the train tracks in just under 2.5 minutes. Up next on Urban Explorers, Steve and Timmy push deeper into the tunnels and discover criminal evidence left behind by some of Buffalo's less savory residents.
I think I know what this is, dude.
Well, up top, Brittany and Bryce have a beastly encounter.
What are you doing?
In Buffalo, New York, our 4 urban explorers have made their way into the city's abandoned central train terminal, a ruin holding the secrets of downtown Buffalo's boom years. Bryce and Brittany seek a stuffed bison that was once a good luck charm for combat-bound troops. Deep beneath the station, Steve and Timmy search the terminal's forgotten baggage ramps for artifacts, including stolen cars rumored hidden down here.
I really like being in underground spaces. They're otherworldly and they're fairly inaccessible.
When some of the water was recently pumped out of these tunnels, the police thought for sure they'd find some dead bodies. They didn't, which doesn't mean there aren't any down there.
I think I know what this is, dude.
A minivan?
This is a subterranean chop shop. This is where they bring the cars to unload them.
They found it. This auto, stripped of its wheels and engine, is proof that these tunnels have found criminal purpose in the modern age. No big surprise, really. It turns out that the rate of car thefts in Buffalo is about twice the national average.
This is better than what I drive.
Hey,
Is that a Pinto?
this guy was a bowler.
What is there, a bowling ball in it?
Everything's gone except the bowling ball in the back.
Nice bowling ball, dude.
It's pretty good condition.
Up top, Bryce and Brittany are getting a feel for just how magnificent the central terminal was as they search for the elusive Buffalo bison.
Pretty good condition.
So wait a sec. So what's up with
Okay,
this
wait.
bison?
We gotta find
you
the
know
bison.
Why are we looking for a bison?
A story was that soldiers going off to war from World War II on would take a piece of its
Like
coat.
any war from World War II?
Yeah, would take a piece of its coat, a piece of its fur for good luck. So it's got
So
a
it's
little.
bald. We're looking for a bald bison. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's think about this. Where would it be?
Hey, check this out. This is pretty Art Deco right here. All the patterns along the side and everything.
Train travel is my favorite way to travel, and I really liked going in there and imagining and fantasizing how people back in that time got to travel. It wasn't about getting from point A to B in the fastest, cheapest way. They did it, like I said, with style.
There's no denying it. Passengers leaving from the central terminal definitely started their trip off in style. The lavish concourse opened up to a bustling coffee shop, where a nickel would get you the best cup of coffee around. Across the concourse, the women's restroom was famous for its opulence. And in the passenger waiting room, the ceiling was painted to look like the sky, clouds and all.
Okay, right when you got off the street into the first place you'd be, into the terminal would be right here. There's the street and the buses.
These places are empty. I don't know if a bison would be in here.
It'd be nice to have a party in here.
Bison.
There's a lawnmower in there.
Did you find anything?
No, I found a John Deere lawnmower.
Oh. Someone's preventing us from going in, Brett.
What are you doing?
The hell was that?
Well, he's not world. Oh, yeah.
Brittany's come eye to eye with a historic treasure. The original stuffed buffalo bison that was once a good luck charm for combat-bound troops.
Is that creepy?
Man!
Even though the large and shaggy beast never even roamed here, a stuffed bison is a pretty obvious mascot choice for a town called Buffalo. In fact, Buffalo actually gets its name from its waterways. When French-Canadian explorers came upon the Niagara River 400 years ago, they called it simply Beau Fleuve, which in English is beautiful river.
Now that they've accomplished their mission, Bryce and Brittany set off to summit the station's famous vaulted ceiling.
It is.
Wow. Oh, look at this.
Meanwhile, 100 yards away and some 40 feet below, Steve and Timmy are still mucking their way through the train terminal tunnels in hopes of finding their way up top.
So Brittany and Bryce, they're loving it. They're up there and kind of in the air and in the dry, kind of warm. And Steve and I are subterranean here. We're kind of like these underground dwellers.
That a cool job?
It doesn't make me feel good.
Well, you know, I'm sure then this place was a commissary. They were making all the meals for the big the luxurious passenger trains.
Oh, really? So this is where the people that would come in on the luxury trains would come and sit here in this room?
No.
Oh.
They'd make the stuff here and take it out to the trains.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. This is where they weighed the meat.
Buffalo Scale Company, Buffalo, New York.
Kitchen staff prepared the food here for luxury trains and loaded it up on those electric carts that shuttled it right off to the dining cars. The most famous of these luxury rides to stop in Buffalo was the 20th Century Limited. First-class tickets for the 16-hour overnight ride from Chicago to New York City was a pricey $25. The railroad would roll out a crimson carpet to welcome passengers to the train, which gave us the phrase, the red carpet treatment. Up next on Urban Explorers, Bryce and Brittany ascend to a spectacular vantage point and descend in the grandest entrance of the expedition.
No. No.